Hello everyone, this is SimSage Paige. I am new to YouTube. I will talk about myself a little later in the video, but first I wanted to introduce the house that we will be building, which is this house. It is a house I found on Zillow. Zillow is a real estate app that I don't use for the right purposes. It's used for buying and selling houses. I just look at the houses because I think they're cool. I think it's neat. And there are some really interesting houses on there. This one really, honestly, of the houses that I've seen, isn't that special, but I just liked it. I don't know, something about it really just like made me feel, I don't know, it just felt homey to me. So right now I'm doing the landscaping. The landscaping ends up being a problem, and I have to redo it later. But we'll get to that. You'll see that when it happens. Because I decided that I wanted the garage that is in the picture. And so I have to redo how it's formed, how it's shaped. Anyways, this is my third time recording the audio for this video, so I'm sorry if I seem a little I don't know, less enthusiastic than I might be in future times, but I'm still figuring this out. I'm still figuring out the process. Last video I recorded, I literally just recorded it, but the audio quality was horrible. Not that this is gonna be great, but it was unintelligible, and joke's on me because I really should have stopped and checked at some point, but I just wanted to get it over with. But haste makes waste, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, so here I am making this kind of like pavement. I wanted to bring up that I originally had plans to like follow that house pretty closely from the picture, but I end up just using this exterior picture. I'm not gonna show any of the interior pictures, but there was this really cool bridge. I like this like bridge, yeah, inside the house that I thought was really cool. And that's actually one of the reasons I really wanted to build this house, but I end up leaving that out. Because mostly because I forgot about it. Even though that was the whole thing. And I really like the only thing I really take off of this house is like the exterior from the angle that like that one picture is. I really could have gone into a lot more detail as far as the inside of the house, but I did. Well, first of all, I didn't really want to like show any of those pictures because who knows who's living there, who knows who's gonna be there. And I just didn't want to like invade their privacy. I don't even remember where that house is, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't say. But it's a nice house. I think it was cute. You know, I don't know. Anyway, so I am trying to just kind of copy it as far as most best I can. I add a shed kind of in the back where I'm kind of cutting out now. I guess it wouldn't be the back, I guess it'd be the front, right in front of the garage. This is where I realized that, I'm screwed, and I've gotta redo, the landscaping. But yeah. So, yeah, so that platform where I just kinda smoothed it out, is where I was planning on putting this shed, even though I don't know if in the actual house there was a shed like that. There it was. I don't know why I cut it like that, but yeah, you saw me make that little building there, and that's really the gist of it. Yeah, so here I am trying to figure out ways to raise the house. One thing you're gonna learn about me through these videos, if you decide to continue, you will learn that I have a fatal disease. It's very sad. It's called dumb bitch disease. It's incurable. And it will kill me one day. But no. Well, yes, but no. Yeah. That it kind of sums up me. I think that this build, honestly, it turns out nice. I enjoy that house, but like it's not one of my favorite builds that I've done. There have been other more favorite builds that I have definitely done that are on the gallery. If you want to check me out on the gallery, it's PAIGIE 2018, and that will bring you to some of the more interesting builds that I've done. There's not that many. There's a lot of garbage on there, and I'm probably gonna end up taking that off, especially as this channel becomes gets more subscribers, which it probably won't, but just in case. But yeah, so there's a couple of really cool builds on there. I would recommend checking out my tiny boat home. I really wish I had a video of that. That would have been really interesting to commentate on, but maybe in the future I will do a remake of it. Although it really doesn't need to be redone. It's a very cool house, and I highly recommend you check it out. I'm pretty proud of it. The other one that I really recommend is my farmhouse mansion. I spent approximately a million years on that. So I would suggest you check that one out too. It's there's an unfurnished and furnished the version of it on there, down there, in there. You know what I'm saying. And it's really cool. I think it's really cool. It's on like the biggest lot in God, what's the Brindleton Bay. So it's on like the 64 by 64, I believe. Or no, maybe not the 64. No, I don't remember. The big lot with the mansion on it. I bulldozed the mansion and I made my own. It's pretty cool. I like it. I'm a fan. But yeah, so here I am kind of making this like deck area that is actually in the photo. It's not exactly like this. I don't think the fence by any means looks like that, but like that's what I got. That's what I did. Yeah, so here I am just fixing everything up. I did really like the brown and the white brick, white stone. Just I don't know. I'm a slut for contrast, a slut for colors. Actually, that's a lie. One thing you're gonna learn about me if you watch this is that I really am bad at colors. Especially this video. I don't know why it really came out in this video. Well, so I have a habit of sticking to browns, grays, blacks, beiges. They're just easier. I think they look nice, but it's very boring to build with them all the time. So especially in this house, I just tried to like brighten it up a little bit. The vibe I was kind of going for is like sort of a house that maybe has been around for quite a while. Has been in maybe the same family for a while. But this newer family came in. They need to make it a little more accustomed to their taste, accustomed to their needs. So they they just change it. They modernize it. And so you'll see that probably in the kitchen and the dining room. I try to bring in some blues, grays, and yellows, especially the yellows and the green. Blue, greens, and yellows, especially yellow and green. But I think that gets kind of lost in translation when I go upstairs, and that's my bad. Another thing is that attic room, and you'll see this later. I end up trying to get rid of the attic room, but I'm too lazy to like move the window from the attic to the like roof. So I just leave the attic, and I figure that like someone can put stairs up there. It just ends up being too skinny for what I need or what I wanted, and I figure I have enough rooms anyways. I just really don't. I was kind of unnecessary in the end, but I figure if someone is to download this and they were like, I really do need an attic space, that is there for them. And another part of that problem was that I just really didn't have the space to put stairs up to an attic that was that skinny, and I just was unnecessary. Okay, so one of the things you'll see in the picture is this like hangover, like flyover structure, and I thought it was really cool. That's another part of the thing that like brought me to it. It's kind of old, looks like it's made of really old wood. Looks like I don't remember the photo exactly, but it looks like, I don't know, it just looks like it's been around for a while. And I really liked it. I thought it really kind of made the look of that old country home. And so I end up putting that in, but there's like not a lot of things I could have used for like the slats that go horizontally across those bars, so I ended up using shelves. I thought the shelves would be a little too hard to use, but just because of like how many like horizontal slats there are, in the actual picture, but I was like, I don't need to put that many in. So I just put in, what is that, like 8 or so. And that was pretty easy. It wasn't as tedious as I thought it was going to be. And yeah, so I make that. It's not great. It kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. But I just really enjoyed that in the actual house, and I wanted to try to do it justice. I didn't, but yeah. Okay. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the packs I like, or the packs I have, packs that, and maybe some mods, just so you know what you're in for as you start watching. So I have most of the like actual expansion packs, except for I don't know if the jungle is considered an expansion pack, but I don't have that, and I also don't have, Strangerville. I don't have that one either. That one's as I'm recording this, that's pretty new. It's been out for like maybe a month. I don't have it. Wish I did. Maybe I'll ask for it for my birthday. Yeah, so a little bit about myself, actually, while I'm on that subject. I am 18, almost 19, and I am a college student. I'm going into my sophomore year. I'm not gonna say where, because it's a pretty small college, and you could easily track me, because I'm sure there are not many people with the same name at my actual college. And so I don't want to be kidnapped, so that will remain undisclosed. Yeah, so I'm a college student going into my sophomore year. Sims is a hobby I have. I don't know. I really like Sims. I'm horrible at video games, just really bad at them. Any of my friends can tell you that. My boyfriend can tell you that. My brother can tell you that. I'm just bad at video games. It's tragedy, because I really like video games, but somehow, just by the sheer amount of Sims that I play, the amount of time I spend playing Sims, I have become pretty good at it, I think. So here I am, before I forget, building those like kind of like arches. I don't actually end up keeping those arches. I didn't like them. I felt like it looked like a little too like Victorian, I guess. I don't know. One thing you're gonna learn, another thing you're gonna learn about me is that I really don't know anything about actual things. Like, I don't know what kind of home or style or anything like that. Which is why usually when I'm building, I try to stick to a certain pack, mostly because they have similar colors in them. So like all the windows from the cats and dogs, which is what I use, have that like brown with the inner beige frame. And so I usually try to do that. I think it helps stick to the vibe, but I actually think I use some stuff from like City Living or whatever that pack is called. In here, I use just because like I mentioned earlier, I try to do some brighter colors. I try to do some yellows. There's the yellow rug from City Living, or is that what it's called? I think it's City Living. And so yeah, this is the dining room. I think I actually really like the dining room. I put in this poster here, or poster painting. And I really like it just because of the farmhouse theme. Again, it really flows. But I don't end up keeping it there. I didn't think it matched very well. And I also struggle with the curtains, just because I'm like, the yellow curtains don't match the yellow carpet, but I do think I end up going with those anyways. But yeah, I just couldn't really find something that like really satisfied me. And then these counters I also wanted to talk about, because I used to think they were so ugly. I really thought, I was like, what kind of cabinets are these? These are nasty. I don't understand them. Because like the drawers are like baskets, and then like the island is like open, like an open shelf. And then also like the cabinets that go over top don't really match like the cabinets that are below. Like they do, but they're not the same colors. And so I don't know. I guess I didn't really like them, but like now in my old age, I really have grown to appreciate them a little bit more. I like how I really like all the colors of them, especially the dark one that I used in there. But yeah. So I have this kind of like sitting area. There wasn't a lot I could, well, not that there wasn't a lot I could do, but there was just like a big amount of space out in this front area. I thought I'd make it like a little sitting area and put some like shelves in there, some like maybe you could do some light reading there. Especially if like I don't know, I was picturing like this kind of like a rainstorm going on. You were sitting in that couch in that little nook and like just reading, drawing, writing, whatever. And then also, or you could be playing chess, obviously. I was also trying to find a carpet for here. I ended up going with another yellow rug just to, yeah, that one there. It was a little too big, so I shrank it down a little bit just to make it fit a little better. There you go. And yeah, those yellow flowers, I really like those hanging flowers, the ones that, I don't know. I just think they look really nice, and I think they go really well with, like, the colors, in that little sitting room. Okay, so the living room is one that I had a big issue with the living room, because I could not figure out, for the life of me, what I wanted from those couches. So you'll see me probably fiddle with that for, like, a whole ass minute, just because I don't know, I couldn't find something that I was really satisfied with, although, looking back, there are some setups that, like, I'm like, "That could have worked." Like, this setup here is fine. Like, but for some reason, I just wasn't happy with it. Um, so I ended up changing that completely. Um, but I think the way it ends up being looks nice too. Again, I think this one looks nice. I think what the problem I had with it is that it was, like, a little too muted. Like, the greens were, like, very soft, very, like, mellow greens. And I wanted something a little more, like, again, modern. I keep using that word, but, like, it's true. I just wanted something that, like, felt a little more, um, true to whoever was living here. Um, so I think this is getting much closer to what I actually ended up keeping. But yeah, I kind of wanted to base the colors off of that painting I have in the back of the room. The greens, the dark greens, and like the yellow, and like even some like blue colors. Which I kind of captured in the walls, I guess. I think that's like a bluish gray. Um, Maybe it's just white, I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid, which I am, but it's fine. Yeah, but it actually the room, I feel like, starts to come together a lot once I start putting in these, like, little decorations. If you see me pause like that, it's, like, I was probably just getting up to, like, get a drink of water or whatever. So I'm not gonna talk about them just because, uh, I'm just gonna talk through them, and it's gonna be fine, we're thriving. Um, yeah, so I also put in, like, a cat tree, cause I needed something green in that corner, and I was also, like, as I was thinking about it, I was like, this is a farm home. What farm do you know of that doesn't have, like, a cat or a dog? Um, and so I put in some furniture for, a cat, so hopefully that's okay. Um, not hopefully that's okay, I'm just stupid, don't worry. It is okay, it looks nice, I like it. Um and that's just that. Anyways, so I kind of put this bathroom, in the middle. I kind of had, like, a problem with what to do with that just that hallway back there in general. It just felt empty to me. Felt like, kind of useless, kind of pointless, kind of just like a waste of space. So I ended up putting the door in the very back. That way you have to, like, use that hallway, um, to get, to the bathroom, and it's kind of equidistant, from the both sides of the house, which I thought was, kind of nice. If you're in the kitchen, if you were in the living room, um, it would be, like, about the same. So now I'm upstairs. Now I'm, digging into these rooms. Um, so again, I was kind of struggling with the concept of, like, who I wanted to live here, what I wanted, in this house. What I ended up deciding is that I think it was gonna be a pair of parents, uh, and two, like, younger kids, who share a room, and then a teenage boy and a teenage girl, who have their rooms across the hall. They each have their own bathroom except for, like, the kids, but the kids have their own bathroom, like, kind of across the hall, but I was also figuring that could probably be more of a, like, if you're upstairs and you have a guest and you don't wanna have the guest walk through someone's bedroom, they could just use that one. And so here I am back downstairs, of course, unsatisfied as always, and putting some, yeah, just some finishing touches, some thoughts I had while I was upstairs into the living room and into the dining room, especially plans. Yeah, and I really think so. Really think at the end of the day, this was a nice room. It still has that kind of like that old country looking fireplace, old like I don't know, like the trim I really feel like brings it all together. So okay, so sorry, I will mention that I did take a break and so that was me logging back in. That was like the warning for the Wicked Whims. Oh, did I talk about my mods? I did not talk about my mods. That's what I'm gonna do now. So for the mods, I have Wicked Whims, I have Basemental Drugs, and I have the Pufferheads. Those are the three main packs I have, I would say. And I'm going to talk about them a little bit, just so we're all on the same page here. Haha, get it? I haven't heard that joke before. Anyways, um, so I have Pufferheads, which is basically a Harry Potter pack, except like not like a parody of Harry Potter. Basically, I really like it. It has some really cute stuff in it. I don't use any of it in this. I wasn't sure if I was gonna use any mods, in this build, especially so that like you guys didn't have to download mods in order to download this off the gallery. So I didn't use any mods in this build, but I actually would have probably if I thought if I knew everyone had these mods. Um, but anyways, yes, I did not I have that. I also have Wicked Whims. Wicked Whims is interesting. It's basically it's an NSFW mod where basically sex, like you can see Sims having sex. It's gross, it's creepy, hate it, love it though. Like you know what I'm saying? Like like I hate myself for it, but when do I not hate myself? So that's just the tea. Anyways, um so I downloaded that. Me and my friends actually downloaded all that. So I'm not the only one. I'm not like keeping it a secret. It's not a secret. It's fine. A lot of people have it. And then I also have Basemental Drugs, where basically alcohol is functional. There's like different sorts of drugs. And so like I think they've got like so alcohol and then like less legal drugs, of course. Like marijuana, cocaine, hallucinogens. Don't do drugs though. Don't do that. Anyways, um, yeah, so they're just kind of fun. Kind of make the game a little more I don't know, a little just a little more interesting. Um, although I highly recommend them, but do not get them if you are under 18. It yeah, they're not for your eyes. It's not for eyes of the young. Um, but yeah, so if you see some objects that maybe you haven't seen before, that is what they are. Uh, and yeah, I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna play with those like on this channel. I probably will. I'll probably start an NSFW series. Um, but I think for the most part I'll probably avoid them. Just because I don't know what kind of audience I want. And I also don't want to be demonetized from YouTube because I need a pretty penny if I can get it. But anyways, not that I wouldn't censor it or anything, but you get me. Anyways, so here we go. I'm making a little sitting area. I figure there's like some really cool like that shelf structure that I kind of made back there. I figure like if it was up late, you had some time before you went to bed, or you were not tired, you could sit in the couch or the chair and read. That was a nice touch. I ended up going with this like little painting here, which I think is really cool. It was a little too big, so I shrank it down. That I feel like it ties in the room pretty well. And then I also have this walk-in closet with a his and hers side. And I think that ends up looking pretty good too. I do end up feeling like it seems incomplete to me. And so I leave it for now, but then I go back later and I add a mirror, because that makes a lot of sense, and I just didn't think of it. Anyways, yeah, so here I am adding just some clutter. I love adding clutter. I think it really makes the room, feel less empty, feel a little more loved. Yeah, so this is the kids' room I was talking about, the younger kids. It's kind of gender neutral. I don't really see a specific, like, two boys or two girls, or living in here or whatever. I just think it's a nice room for kids. It's definitely a really nice hangout. I think if I were a kid, I'd love this room, because it's got the couch, it's got your toys. I wasn't sure what to put here for like I didn't know what kind of activities these kids were into. I was thinking maybe like artsy and science, or maybe this game, like what is the game is like, I don't know, like maybe that game would be cool. But I figured just go with like a pretty neutral like stuffed animal, and then a dresser. It's because that way, I mean, that's pretty easy, pretty it just, I don't know. I just felt like it was like anything else would be a little too much. And I didn't really know who was going to be living here. I didn't know what kind of kids they had. I just knew, like, I just kind of was imagining that there were two kids, not that they were interested in anything. But I really like the posters that I put in there. I think that they also, again, kind of just tie the room together, make it like this room is like really nice, I think. And it really makes it feel lived in and loved, and personal. So this is the bathroom across the hall that I was talking about. That if maybe you had guests upstairs, it might be, they might want to use that one, but it's also kind of personal to the two kids, so that they kind of have their own bathroom as well, that most people aren't using. All right, and now I'm moving into like the teenage girls' room. This is kind of where like my theme gets lost here and in the boys' room, but I also figure like, well, I guess it's kind of lost in most of in like all the bedrooms except for like the master. I feel like the master still kind of follows that theme that I was originally thinking. But yeah, so these three kids' rooms, I just, I don't know. I really think that in general, it like the bedrooms don't generally match the downstairs anyways, like the whole theme of the house. I don't like, I know my room doesn't match the theme of the rest of the house. It is a little more personal than the rest of the house might be. So yeah, this teenage girl's room's lots of pink, which I think is really cute. I think whoever lives there probably, I don't know, maybe cares, maybe likes makeup, maybe likes, I don't know, your cliche teenage things, teenage girl things. In this room, I was imagining this boy, who really likes being holed up in his room, because I'm sure we all know at least one teenage boy, and we all know how much they like to be in their rooms for one reason or another. I end up deciding that this kid probably likes video games, gaming a lot. So I have that computer there. I do end up putting a TV and like a game system in there. But I don't do that until later. But I figure this is a pretty nice room. It's kind of dark, kind of edgy. But it ends up, I feel like it ends up going together well, even though again it doesn't really go with the rest of the house. But yeah, I just put in some movie posters here, which I thought were nice. I used one of those City Living posters that are signed, because I'm in the unlimited mode. I can access the ones that are like that you need to unlock. So yeah, this is their Jack and Jill bathroom, not bedroom. Jack and Jill bathroom. I think is really nice. It's really big. They each have their own sink. God, if I had my own bathroom, that would be so nice. Unfortunately, most of the year I live in a college dorm with about 20 other girls on my floor, and I share a bathroom with all of them. Which is, we love. Anyways, so I felt like this upstairs area didn't really know what to do with this. I felt like, maybe, it'd be nice to wake up in the morning to hear a little piano playing outside your door. No, it wouldn't. If someone woke me up playing piano, I would be pissed. But that's besides the point. I thought it was a nice area to put a piano, just in case. Alright, so now I'm moving down to the basement. I decided to use part of it for like like an exercise area, but I didn't really know what to do with the other side of the room, because like I really didn't need the whole room to be an exercise room. I just needed that little, what is that, like 5x5 space. And so I end up putting just a lot of like animal stuff in here. Again, for like if they had cats or dogs or whatever, mostly cats. I think that the house is pretty oriented towards cats, more so than dogs, but that could be easily changed, of course. But yeah, so now I think I move on to this little shed, where I put the laundry stuff. Uh, and yeah, so this room also I feel like doesn't flow exactly, but I also figure it doesn't really need to. Um, just because it's the laundry room. I know my laundry room is even like finished. Okay, so side tangent, people, I was like on Instagram the other day, and like apparently people don't have laundry rooms, and I don't know, maybe like maybe it's just some bougie thing to have, bougie American thing to have, but like people are like, yeah, I have mine in my kitchen, which doesn't make any sense to me. Like, imagine going to your kitchen, like where people like cooking about your clothes. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But anyways, here I am doing the lights. I always start off with those flying saucers. I just because they light up the room really well, and it makes it easier to see everything. But a lot of times I'll go back and I'll just fix everything. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'm just like, I just want to play. But I wasn't playing in this house, so I just figured, hey, might as well just touch up the lights. And yeah, so I end up putting some chandeliers in to make the house look a little more, yeah, I feel like the lighting fixtures really do help that house look a little more modern. They're not just like lanterns, and not that, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Anyways, yeah, so I keep the flying saucers, or what is that what they're called? I feel like that's not what they're called, and I'm just making a fool of myself. Anyways, but those round circular lights that I have had like everywhere. I kept those in the bathroom. Um, and I changed the lights everywhere else for the most part. And I don't know. I really like those lanterns that I had hanging on the walls. I feel like it gives it more of like a touch of like, I don't know. It made me feel like how I feel when I get up in the middle of the night to like get a drink of water or like a snack, and it's like really kind of creepy in your house. I felt like it lit it up just enough. Anyways, so yeah, that's the completed house. I will have some screenshots here. Yeah. So that's the outside of the house. I think I did neglect to put in the first floor. But that's, oh no, it's right there. Huh, just kidding. I'm ahead of myself. But yeah, so that's this build, the stone farmhouse. And you can find it on the gallery under PAIGIE 2018. And it will be there. Ignore the trash on there, but look at the good stuff. And yeah, thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.